Today we're gonna be reviewing the SpongeBob Season 4 episode, Best Frenemies. Without any further delay, let's dive in right now. Until now, I have yet to make a video about a post-movie SpongeBob episode since I began my Season 1 projects. Out now, by the way. And what better episode to do that with than this one? Post-movie SpongeBob episodes can be very hit or miss. Some are so good that they feel like they could actually be a classic episode. Some are so bad that they essentially commit character assassination. And some post-movie episodes are just very dull and uninteresting. Which is not something that can be said about this one. In this episode, when a bunch of new restaurants begin popping up in Bikini Bottom and getting everyone in town addicted to kelp shakes, Mr. Krabs and Plankton team up to steal one and find out what they're made out of. This episode has very good pacing, and it was very fun to watch these two characters who are usually fighting each other teaming up. And I loved all of the gags that this episode got out of this concept, and all of the schemes we see the two of them try, as they also then blame each other when said schemes don't go well, showing they do still hate each other. But at the same time, we see at the end of the episode when they gleefully go back to fighting, they actually like hating each other. It's like how the Lego Batman movie explores the idea that although they of course want each other to fail, in a funny way, Batman and Joker need each other. And as someone who is at times a pretty competitive person and often feels the need to prove myself against all the other people on YouTube and haters and critics, etc., on some level, I actually find that kind of relatable. You know, needing to have people to be the yin to your yang. Like, I genuinely appreciate every positive comment I get on my videos, but sometimes there's actually nothing that motivates you as much as getting a couple hate comments. Oh, did I mention this episode is also pretty funny? I kind of forgot I was talking about SpongeBob. I also love how ominous it is that we don't ever actually see who is the one behind all of the kelp shakes. They just show up and everyone gets poisoned by them. I honestly don't think it was a scheme. My theory is that it was just a bunch of pollution being dumped into the ocean by humans. Because when all of the kelp shake restaurants begin showing up, we see that they are coming from somewhere up above. And all of the kelp shake buildings are literally in the shape of a bottle. Yeah, this is a good episode. A fantastic one, even. You know what probably wouldn't be fantastic, though? Trying an actual kelp shake. Like, I just don't imagine a type of shake that's made with kelp being very good tasting. The episode doesn't seem to think so either. But who knows, maybe it wouldn't be gross. Maybe it would actually taste kinda good. I wonder. I'm such a dumbass.
Just the vanilla shake?
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good day. Oh, yeah, the change. Yep. Let's take a sip before I ruin this. Alright, it might have been a little bit more than one sip. I just couldn't help myself. Anyways, today I'm going to be finding out what the kelp shakes in that one SpongeBob episode might have tasted like. And to do that, I've got a vanilla milkshake from
Burger King, where you get the burger you want the way you want it.
And something that a lot of you guys probably didn't even know that they make, and I personally have never tried before, kelp seasoning. I'm going to be putting the kelp seasoning inside the milkshake to make it technically a kelp shake. How do you even open it? Oh. This does not smell good at all. I mean, let me taste it. It's not awful. It's kind of salty. I know this is made for food, and this is a milkshake, and so putting it together will probably not be good at all, but for the video I have to. Alright, I'm just gonna sprinkle a tiny bit in, maybe a little bit more than that, just so it's all nice and kelpy. Mix that up. And originally, when I came up with the idea for this video, I was only going to be putting the kelp seasoning inside the shake. But then I told the idea to my best friend, and my best friend said, you should put some green food dye in it as well, to make it look even more like, you know, the kelp shakes in that SpongeBob episode. And I've never put food dye in anything before, But apparently, what you're supposed to do is only put a tiny bit, not a lot. So, that might have been a little bit more than a tiny bit. Mix it up, get it all nice and green, and I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like from my perspective. Look at that, a real life kelp shake. Taste buds, please forgive me. You guys are gonna say I'm crazy. It's actually not that bad. I'm not gonna drink it like the entire thing because I think I might have put too much of, not the seasoning, the food dye, and I know food dye isn't good for you, and I don't wanna just drink like a ton of food dye, but I can't even really taste the kelp in it. I know what that means. Let me put a tiny bit more of the kelp in it. Okay. Just like a tiny bit more, like so. Mix it up a tiny bit more and see how it is now. So, honestly, it doesn't really taste like much of anything. Like, okay, I did taste a tiny bit of the kelp in it, so it has a bit of a saltiness, but it's mostly overpowered by the vanilla milkshake still, despite all the amount of like kelp seasoning that I put in it. So, this is honestly, surprisingly, a lot less gross than trying jelly on a burger like I did a little while ago. This honestly wasn't gross. I mean, I'm sure it's very bad for you with like all the food dye, and I am not gonna be drinking the rest of that because I don't want to just like drink a ton of food dye because that's really not good for you. But taste wise, that was not gross at all. I could taste a tiny bit of like the saltiness of the seasoning. It did make it have a tiny bit of like a salty taste, which is a little bit odd for a milkshake, I must say. But it wasn't overpowering and it wasn't super full of the kelp flavor. Despite like putting in the kelp seasoning like twice, I do actually have, now that I'm thinking about it, a bit of a kelp aftertaste, I think. But it's really also not that bad, it's just a tiny bit salty. Yeah, I was expecting to hate that, but I guess the kelp shake, not as bad as I thought it would be. I hope I don't start transforming into like a green-colored creature though, like the characters in that episode. But anyways, what do you guys think of this episode? Let me know in the comments below. And thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Cartoon Post out.